Welcome back to Flamingly Unfiltered. My name is Zachary.
And I'm Thomas.
This is our podcast where we explore the intersection of the internet and gay culture.
Tackle Reddit's wild stories.
And whatever else the fuck we want.
Because not only are we flaming,
we're unfiltered.
Future Thomas here, reporting that my audio did not come through as planned. So this episode is mostly Zach. Zach's audio shines through like a beacon. If you have an issue with that.
She is a fantastic talent. These people should shut the fuck up, back the fuck off, and let this woman just shine her light.
Take it away, Zach. What up, everybody?
Hello.
How's it going?
Welcome back.
Happy Monday.
Is it Monday?
Today is Tuesday.
Oh, recording. Yes.
Yes, we're recording Tuesday.
We're in the future. Best.
We're in the future. We had a few different setups today. Zach's got a mic.
Yeah, we're doing some test runs today.
He cannot be trusted with a handheld microphone because he has a lot of gyration.
I'm very animated. I like talk.
We love that for him, so that's why we give him a mic.
That's why.
Stand.
Yeah. I'm grounded. Mic grounded.
I don't even know how to start. I finished the Resident Evil Hexology today.
Oh yeah. Yep. How do you feel?
The last one I will say wasn't good.
Yeah.
It was okay. I mean, the last one was so confusing. And then she got her powers back, but guess what? She didn't have her powers back. So they gave her her powers to make her think that they were,
it was a trick.
Side. Yeah, it was a trick.
Oh, okay.
And so then she didn't actually have her powers for the sixth one, and so I'm like,
what is going on?
What is going on? Okay, so Resident Evil 1 is a classic. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
But then the second and third and fourth, I would say the third one was okay. The third one was good, but the second one, weird. Third one was okay. All these movies came out in the 2000s. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I think I looked it up. The last one was 2010.
Yeah.
I feel like there are some of those movie series where it's okay, you're done. You could have wrapped up Fast and the Furious. What are they on 75 now? It's Vin Diesel is 150 and he's oh, family. Oh. Yeah. It's stop. You gotta quit. But it's those ones are a bad example, I guess, because they make millions and millions of dollars, and it's these are just
they're legacy shows.
Yeah, they're series where it's you gotta call it quit.
And then the Netflix series,
I think they cut it off after 4 episodes. They're it was the worst thing. I could be wrong. I don't know. Did you watch the whole thing?
We watched it together. It was really good.
I didn't watch it.
No, we watched it together. Yeah, because it was there was a love story, kind of. And it was a lesbian love story. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different one. I'm 99% sure that we watched it together. Because it was
the lesbian love story was This Is Us. Main character. No, not This Is Us. The Last of Us? What's the one with Papa Pedro?
I'm not confusing anything with The Last of Us.
I get all these lesbians mixed up.
I don't think anybody would get anything confused with The Last of Us.
I don't remember.
I guess we'll just have to show you later.
That's fine.
99% sure we watched it. No, we watched it together because...
No, because she wasn't a lesbian because she had a kid, which I guess you can be a lesbian and have a kid, but she had a husband, and remember she was on her cracked phone. I do remember that part of the episode, but I didn't watch it because I was not for me.
Hold on.
Oh, jeez.
Because I thought we saw the end of it together.
You're going to fact check me?
No, I'm just trying to remember who the characters are now. Okay, remember?
No.
Yes, they were lesbians, and one family was but she... Oh. You don't remember these two? And they were BFs?
No. You want to know what else here? Maybe I'm thinking of the...
No, remember with Chad Bowman or whatever.
Chadwick Boseman?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Click that picture.
Chadwick Boseman was in this one. I remember like the French
That's
guy.
not Chadwick Boseman. That's the dude
Not
from
Chadwick
French.
Boseman.
Oh, and her dad was. They were like, they weren't lesbians. They were
like best friends.
No, they were like fake. They were not fake sisters, but like that was his daughter,
right.
but then like that was his adopted daughter.
Yes.
And he was stealing their blood.
And she was like mortal enemies because
yes,
happened.
yes, yep.
And then at the end, that's what it was. Like the blonde one was like after her.
Thanks everybody for coming on this journey, this memory with me.
I know we watched it together because it was good. It was good and you liked it.
Yes, thank you for proving me wrong.
But anyways, as I said, why I brought that up is because the franchise will live on forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like no matter what. I mean, I would say kind of like The Walking Dead, but that one's dying out. So
they're dying.
And see, The Walking Dead has video games too.
Well, and they have like 4 spin-offs coming as well.
Oh, true. That's
stop.
So, yeah.
Again, stop.
No, we gotta see what happens to
No.
Norman Reedus.
That's all they said. That's 99.9% of every single episode. Just the zombies. Reggie didn't like that.
It was good. But I finished that today at work, finally, after 10 years, 20 years. Yeah, so nice.
So great. So happy for you.
So refreshing. So delicious.
So delicious. So refreshing. Does everybody like my cone head today? I just noticed it. Sorry, I'm looking at the camera.
Yeah, we have this setup where we can see ourselves now, which might be good or bad. I just had a little mini panic attack because we had a light here. And I forgot that we already switched that. That's how frazzled I am right now.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
You're just distraught over ending Resident Evil. That's it.
Kind of, because I wasn't expecting much, but the ending was so dumb. You want to know what?
It was a dream.
The clones came back.
Oh,
the
Jesus
clone
Christ.
aspect came back.
They always fucking come back. I hate when you're like,
guess what?
It was a dream.
No, she was a clone this whole time.
Ugh.
This whole time.
This whole time.
Since the first one.
Oh.
That's why she didn't have any memories and she woke up in that.
Because she's not real? Or she's new?
Yeah, because she was
invented.
new, yeah. So dumb.
And then it makes movies and or if you're listening to a podcast or listening to a book or something and the ending was dumb. There was this movie Layla and Edison and I watched and it had what's the kid from Stranger Things? I don't know. So I was like, he's a great actor. It's gonna be good. And then it had another actress in it, and my brain deleted it because it was so stupid. And the storyline looked good, and it looked like it was filmed really well. And then it was a scary movie, so Layla and Edison were obviously pumped about it. And we're watching it, and we're just waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting. We were waiting for something scary to happen, and then it just ended. Layla commented, she's like, "That was the dumbest movie," and I'm like, "This 5-year-old thinks it's stupid," or however old she was. I'm like, Layla and Edison love scary movies,
yeah,
and then they're like, "That wasn't scary at all," and I was like, "Yeah, what even was it? What even happened?" But yeah, because I'm like, I have to find a scary movie that they'll like that's appropriate and not full of sex scenes and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm like, well, this sounds scary and no sex scenes because they're because it was this nanny babysitting kids, and I was like, well, hopefully there's no sex scenes there.
I like how murder's on the table but sex scenes off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they'll watch
blood and gore.
Yeah, I think Edison said that too. He's like, we just watched the first 3 Screams. I'm like, oh, that's a franchise that can keep going forever.
Oh yeah, they will too.
No, I think they're on number 7 and it's the final chapter.
Really?
I'm gonna be distraught.
What if it's just shit? What if they incorporate clones? Stu comes back and he's a clone.
They've been cloned.
Oh my god.
Oh, Nev Campbell's been a clone this whole time.
This whole time. Drew Barrymore's character comes back or something.
Oh, no, she was super gutted. I don't think that would work out. Well, if she's a clone, there's more.
Yeah,
dummy.
You just need a strand of hair. Hello.
There we go. Just a clone. Bunch of Drew Barrymore clones.
I made my glasses worse.
Oh.
Yeah. This is not a good material for wiping them.
See if clean them on the dogs. I have a small one, but I thought it was really funny because it was triggering as well. So the Reddit thing I found was on Today I Learned, and it said, "Today I learned most gas pumps in the US that play ads have a mute function. It's usually the button below the one in the top right. I hate going to the gas station, whatever, just the general gas station noises or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's do you need a car wash? And it's like, Jesus Christ, like, why are you yelling?
They trigger the ads as soon as you take the pump out.
Right.
Fucked.
Or it's like the news and it's like, everyone died today. And it's like, oh, now I'm poor because I'm pumping my gas. And now I'm sad because the news is like the worst news story is, why do we need TVs at the gas pump? And then also, like, we don't need the 75 prompts. Like, you want gas? Yep, that's why I'm here. Would you like to put in your coupon number? No, let's go.
Yeah,
do you want a car wash?
If they didn't have those prompts, there'd be some asshole that's like,
I wanted a car wash.
Yeah.
Right. How many people have actually been like, oh yeah, I actually do need to buy a new car.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Like,
speaking of, it was so busy.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's obviously, like, what is it, November 7th? So, I mean, Mariah Carey came out with her It's Time TikTok.
We're
so
not.
It's the holidays now.
That's going to be...
I guess people are, like, out and about shopping. I don't know, it's a Tuesday. It was 5 p.m., but it was unlike a 5 p.m. I've ever seen in my life.
We have to write Mariah Carey down on our list of things to never talk about, discuss.
Oh. It's July! I hate those so
I hate that so stupid.
I have a Today I Learned.
Oh my God.
Ariana Grande gets less than 10% of the royalties for her 2019 single 7 Rings.
Yes.
Because it, the songwriters of My Favorite Things
get
it. Which is like so cool.
Well,
and crazy.
That was like part of their stipulation though. But I mean, it's just a good song. She probably made $1 billion off of it anyways. Yeah. I feel like it was a good song, but I feel like that was probably like one of her lower performing songs. Maybe I'm thinking of something different.
When it came out though, it was like my hair. Gee, thanks. Just bought it.
Right.
It was so huge.
Gee, thanks. Just bought it.
Yeah. I didn't really like it though.
I thought it was fun. I wonder if she was like trying to bridge the gap between like it being cool and new and like her version, and then the gap between the people who liked that song when it came out. Because like I was obsessed with the Sound of Music when my mom showed it to me. And, like my mom loves that movie.
I've never seen it.
The hills are alive with this sound. Well, that's what we're doing after this.
No. There's some movies like that I just can't.
We should.
I can go without it.
No.
I understand. It was an amazing movie.
So long, farewell.
See, I already know these songs.
Goodbye.
I know that's.
I am 16, going on 17.
Okay. This is Flamingly Unfiltered. My beautiful C4.
Somatoparaphrenia is a condition where a person denies ownership of a part of their body, usually their left arm or leg. They may claim that the limb belongs to someone else or that it is a foreign object. They may also ignore it, reject it, or harm their affected limb to try to get rid of it.
Damn.
Right. A patient named Anna, who had a stroke that damaged her right hemisphere, denied that her left arm was hers. She claimed that it belonged to her brother, who had died in a car accident. She also said that her brother was still alive and living inside her arm. Oh. She would talk to her arm and ask it to do things for her, such as opening the door or turning on the TV. There was an episode of Nip Tuck about this. The guy...
Yeah, he wanted to get it removed.
He wanted to get it removed.
That's so true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he went in and he's like, I will pay you, because he was like a rich, architect or something. And he's like, I'll pay you whatever you want to just take my leg off because I don't want it anymore. And they're like, that's like against the Hippocratical oath. And he's like, okay, well, then I'll do it myself. And what he did was he put his leg inside a ice bucket and basically tried to kill it. And so they were forced to remove it. And I think he went into shock and like, I don't remember the episode. It was a long time ago, but yeah, such a good show. I think that was Ryan Murphy as well. I'm like pretty positive that was Ryan Murphy.
Nip/Tuck was directed by Eric Stoltz, Ryan Murphy, Brad Falchuk, Kate
Oh, wow.
Jimmy Babbitt, Charles Hyde, David Nutter, Tim Hunter, Jeremy Podeswa, Lenny Green, Greg Yatanes, Nelson McCormick.
Jesus Christ. Alexa, stop. Brad Falchuk also did that.
How many directors does one show need?
Well,
I
Ryan,
guess different episodes, right?
Ryan Murphy's in the bathroom. He's like,
Somebody hold my poodle.
hold my poodle, Brad's taking over. Oh, so they've been friends. They've been doing stuff together for a long time. So Brad Falchuk does American Horror Story. I thought that's when they started like doing stuff together.
Oh.
Yeah, that's also Gwyneth Paltrow's husband. The more you know. All right, next, what's your story?
Shoot, I was gonna do a segment at the beginning,
Oh,
going over comments that we've gotten, but we've only gotten one comment so far. Future Thomas here. We have received 2 comments actually, but one of the comments that we received was on the first part of our pilot episode. But since I have deleted part 1 and part 2 and melded them together into one episode, that comment has now been deleted. So Beth, thank you for commenting as well. I believe you commented something like, woo! And so to that I say, woo! Thanks, girl. So Amber, thank you for commenting. She said on her last episode when we were talking about racist, she shared her story. I had a similar experience at the farm with this guy that hunts. He wanted to borrow a movie. I started grabbing some, and he said I don't watch movies with black people. I told him to get out. I think Jacob thought I was going to punch him.
I mean, why not? She should have. Punch all the racists.
That would have been entertaining.
Punch a Nazi.
I think I remember this story too when he told it.
Amber calls us from jail. She's like, I might have beat up a racist person. And we're like, what's the problem? What's the issue? Like, I need bail money. I feel like violence against racist people is okay.
Malicious compliance.
Okay.
So it's like where you comply with the rule, but you do it in a backhanded way. If you're late to school, you get half an hour of detention. This policy was enacted by my high school in my last few years. Once classes started, the gates were shut, and if you arrived late, you had to sign in at the office. This gave them a list of kids to pick out at the end of the day, and we would sit in detention for half an hour. But it was only ever half an hour. Only ever half an hour, no matter how late you were. Cue me and my best friend enjoying our extended lie-ins in the morning, then walking into town to hit up McDonald's or Subway for breakfast before casually strolling in between 2 and 3 hours late, signing in, and just happily accepting the extra half an hour detention at the end of the day. It took them a full month to catch on to us, at which point the late policy was changed and we were given a full week's worth of detention each, which A, absolutely did not make up for the time lost, and B, was well worth it for the best month of high school we'd ever had. It's safe to say the 2 rebel teenagers won that round.
I think detention is like kind of a silly thing, because like there's some kids that are like panic and they're like, oh my god, I got detention, and then there's some kids who are like, who cares? It's like,
I remember in 5th grade I got like 20 detentions.
Terrible
like
student.
No joke. Elementary school, well, middle school teacher. She's just kind of, her previous name was, and then it changed to, she was remarried. She was so mean. And I mean, I was just a 5th grader. I remember one of the detentions very vividly.
How old are you in 5th grade?
Like 13, I think. It was the second to last day.
And you got
Fifth
detention.
grade.
And you got
And I
detention.
got detention
Oh my
on
god.
the second to last day. Like, you know how the last, like, week of school is? It's
Everyone's
very-
gone.
It's either like testing or there's nothing to do. So when you're recording over a VC or VHS, oh my god, this story already. When you're recording over it, there's this little tab that I don't know how, but it knows if that tab is there, it won't record. Or no, if
It
the
won't
tab
play. It won't play or record. Or both, probably.
No, it'll play still.
Okay.
You just can't record over it. If the tab is still there, you can still record over it. But then it's you as like if you want it to be a permanent recording that doesn't get recorded over, you break off the tab.
Oh, yeah.
And then it knows that it can't be recorded over.
Yes.
And do you remember like you could put tape over it if that was broken off?
No.
Okay. I used to be such a junkie for. I would record everything.
Oh yeah, I recorded. What I would do is record Adult Swim because it would like start at 10, and then I would like hit record once I started to feel sleepy, because then I would get to watch it the next day, and then I would just keep writing over and over and over it again.
Anyways, back to the story.
Back to the original task in hand.
There were some VHSs. I don't know what they were for, but they were like going to be thrown out. So I think the teacher like gave them to us or something, or like they were in the throw out pile.
They're like, we're moving to DVDs.
Yeah, I don't know. And I took the tabs that were on the VHSs and I put them over my tooth to pretend that like I was missing a tooth, because it looked like I was missing a tooth, and that was so funny. I don't know why, but so funny, so funny. Detention.
Oh my god.
Because what? I don't know.
You wanted a silver tooth. I got detention in elementary school because our over the summer our school got brand new computers. So like the computer like the monitor was like huge, and like the keyboards were like this thick, and I remember they were brand new, and it smelled like brand new like plastic in there. And the computer teacher's son was also in my grade, and he was such a dick because his mom was a teacher, and the mom was one of those teachers where you're just like, it could be the best day of class ever, or she's gonna beat the shit out of all of us. Like that's how she acted. Like it was like you had to go in walking in on eggshells, and it was one of her bad days. And I remember like being excited about the new computers and stuff like that. And she was like telling us how to like turn it on. Like we had to be fully educated because like I'd never touched a computer. And she's like, put your name in, and she's like, I'm typing like this, or like people were typing like this because we had never had keyboarding classes, and I just went on like this really fast on the keyboard, and she got so pissed. She screamed at me in front of everybody and was like, these are brand new computers, you shouldn't be touching them if you're going to be disrespectful, and just screamed at me. And she gave me a reminder note and detention, and a reminder note was just like a little yellow slip of the bad thing I did, and I had to bring it home to mom, and I was so nervous because I got a reminder note. And then she's like, but the worst part is the detention. So it was like, I don't know, it was like 3rd grade or 4th grade, and I got detention.
They only started detention in 5th grade.
Oh wait, no, they had
the floodgates opened for me.
This teacher probably was like not supposed to give us detention, but she was such a bad teacher. She's like, I don't care.
Yeah, how do you keep a 3rd grader back?
I don't know. I remember being
for like,
I don't know.
Everybody does that.
Yeah, I just went like super. Yeah, exactly. Just to see the gibberish in the pixelated green font.
Who doesn't just like take a keyboard and just do that every once in a while?
Right, exactly. She was so pissed. And then I also got detention once because I was drawing on the back of like my piece of paper, and I drew my teacher's face on a duck body. I don't know why. I don't know why. And it was like obviously like her face, because I used to be like really good at drawing. So it was like obviously her face, but on a duck body. And
that's hilarious. I would kill to see that.
Me too. I would love to find it. And I got 45 minutes of detention. And I'm like, that's very specific. Like usually they could be like in like 30-minute increments or whatever. It's like 45 minutes of detention. And I just remember I was like, this is the stupidest, most immature reason to give somebody detention. Like grow up, it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like if I did that and I was like, I hope she fucking dies, or like I hate her so much, like then I'd be like,
some people just have really huge ego trips.
Yeah, and I was like,
can't be laughed at for no reason.
Mom laughed. She's like, are you serious? You got 45 minutes of detention for doing a little doodle? She's like, that's the dumbest reason. And I was like, yep. But I was like, it's fine, I'll just go and do my homework. And that's what I did. Like the kid next to me was sleeping and I did my homework. So I'm like, detention is so worthless. Like
it's so dumb.
It's such a good, and it's like a non-punishment. Like there were kids that would do like, they would get like hours and hours and hours of detention, and they would make those kids clean the school. Like they would go get assigned to a janitor, and the janitor would tell them what to do.
That reminds me of the story of, this story is really mean. A group of friends and I made this, I would consider it a slam book.
Oh.
But it was of the outfits that he wore each day.
Of the teacher?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, and we'd all provide like notes, like of what he's wearing.
Oh, that poor teacher. When the twins were in high school, they were in 9th grade, and I was a senior, and not your twins.
Because I have twins.
Because you have twins, and I have twins. We would write notes to each other, like we'd pass notes to each other, and they wouldn't be like a couple paragraphs. They'd be like 4 pages, and it's like, 1, pay attention in class. 2, do your homework. Something. Don't just write friend or notes to your friends. But like, we kept all of our notes, and it was so bad. And I remember Kathy got in trouble for something, and they found a couple notes in her backpack, which then led to, Tito, and then it led to me, and then we all got pulled in. I don't even know what the whole story was, but we all got pulled in for our notes that we were writing to each other, and like we would like start them off sometimes with like music lyrics and whatever. And I remember there was this really stupid band we found on MySpace. Back to MySpace, we found them on MySpace, and they were just awful. And I remember one of the songs was something like, I'm gonna get you some cold ice, meaning like bling. And it was just like the stupidest lyric, and we'd always make fun of them. And that's how it was, like how I started off my note. And I got pulled in, and they're like, this situation is going on, and we found these notes, and we found this comment that you're gonna give Kathy ice. And I was like, it's a music lyric, what are you talking about? And they're like, we have to ask you if you're dealing meth. Cool. The principal thinks I'm a meth dealer, and it was just like a stupid music lyric. And I was like, no, do you want me to play you the song? And she's like, no, it's fine, I believe you. And I was like, I don't think you do. Also, why are you digging in children's backpacks, like and reading their personal notes? Like, that'd be like reading somebody's diary.
Yeah, I think that's like illegal now.
A bunch of parents like got together, and they were like suing the school because they kept doing that. It was the principal, and then the vice principal or something like that, or the superintendent, I don't even know, and then the school cop. They would like illegally search kids' lockers and dig for things to find. And they did that to me once. My friend was late for class, and she's like, can I just put my stuff in your locker? Because it was right there at the doors that she came in. And then she's like, because then her class was right there too. And she's like, can I just throw my stuff in your locker? And I was like, it's fine, I don't care. And her mom smoked in the house, so my locker just smelled really bad, like cigarettes. And somebody reported it, or like I'm assuming the principal was snooping. And she pulled me and her in and dug through our lockers and dug for like drugs and cigarettes and stuff like that. And I think I had a lighter in my backpack, for what, I don't know. And she was like, you guys can't be smoking. If you guys are smoking, it's illegal. You both are underage. And we're like, her coat smells like a cigarette. Like, calm down. Yeah. Like, why are you digging in my locker?
The power trips of some teachers.
She was. And I remember she had a fanny pack too. She had a fanny pack with like all of her notes, and like her, like, she had everything in there, like Band-Aids and stuff like that, which is like smart. But then she also had like all of her notes about students and stuff like that. Today I learned Tina Fey got her chin scar at age 5 when a stranger randomly entered her yard while she was playing and slashed her face. Isn't that crazy? Like, I knew she had a scar on her face, but right? Like, what do you do? Like, why do you slash a 5-year-old's face? It makes me think of our best. She was 5, and the stranger slashed her face. And this story made me think of our best friend Crystal. So, the girl that just walked into the house.
Oh my god, yes, tell it.
Okay, so you were upstairs, I think, doing whatever, and luckily I was sitting at the back of our sitting.
Yeah, I was upstairs, and I remember, like, this is my perspective. I was just like playing video games or something, and then I heard like a commotion, and then I heard your like I remember it flaring in my brain because it was very like answer the front door, like, oh, and like cellar response. Like somebody's at the front door and you're like, oh yeah, no thank you, no, that's okay, thanks.
Oh yeah.
Like it was kind of like one of those weird interactions. But my brain flared because you're at the back door.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Like, what kind of cellar is at the back door? So that's when I like turned down. Turned down for what? That's when I came down and was like, what the fuck's going on? And then Zach was talking to some random chick, And then this is when you like took it outside and shut the door behind you. And
Yeah.
I think you texted me and you're like, lock the door.
No, because, okay, so what was happening was we bought a new lock for our back door, and I was sitting there trying to program it because it's a smart lock, and I hadn't gotten it fully set up, and I was like sitting there reading the manual or whatever, and the dogs were freaking out just a little bit, and like they weren't acting super crazy, but they were kind of giving how they act when somebody shows up. So I was like, maybe they saw somebody out front, or like, sometimes they'll sit up, in the fainting couch at the top of the stairs and look out the window. So I was like, maybe somebody's walking their dog, like whatever. My brain didn't put it together. Well, then all of a sudden the door opens and like people just walk in our house all the time, but it's like,
Who?
Well, like mom, like she'll just walk in, or like
not unannounced.
well, but that's what I was just gonna say. Like,
they would knock or ring the doorbell.
Right? Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
everybody would.
Well, no, but that's what I was saying. Like, but we would have remembered making that plan. Like, Michaela just walks in all the time, but
right.
we would know she's on her way. But then, so I like got up and I didn't put it together who this was, and it was this lady, and she just walked in the door, and she's like, "Is Jim here?" or whatever. She said a name. What? Like, what is going on? And she's like, "Is Jim here?" And then it hit me. She just reeked like booze. Like she was wasted. And I was like, "Jim doesn't live here. This is not Jim's house." And she's like, "I just need to talk to Jim." And I was like, "Jim does not live here. I don't know who this is. You need to get out of my house." And she's like, "Let me just talk to your dad then." And I was like, "My dad, this is my house. I'm the grown up. Like, I'm the owner." I was like, "This is my house."
Yeah, the "let me talk to your dad" part kills me.
Yeah, and she's like, "Let me talk to your dad." Just reeking, like the whole entryway smelled like alcohol. And I was like, "This is so gross." And then I was like, "This is my house. I live here. I'm not Jim. I don't know who Jim is. And my dad is also not here because this is my house." And she's like, "Okay, well," like she was irritated with me that I wouldn't let her talk to Jim, who doesn't live here. And then she's like, "Can I just use your bathroom?" And I was like, "Nope, go outside." I texted Thomas immediately. I was like, "Hurry up, come downstairs, lock the door behind me." And I was like, "I'll explain," and whatever. So I like basically like pushed this woman out of our house. And then I noticed she had a medical bracelet on, and I was like, "Oh man, like what have we gotten into?" And she's like, "I really just have to go pee. I have to go to the bathroom. I have to go to the bathroom." And then she sits on her back planter that I had just built, and it's just made of bricks, and they're just like sitting on top of each other. They're not like secure or glued in or whatever. And then she sits on it, and then she like is like moving around and stumbles, and then it crumbles under her butt. And I was like, "Oh my God, whatever." I'm like, "I'll fix it. It's fine. If it's fine." And Thomas is like, "What do I do? Do I call the cops? Do I call the cops?" And I'm texting him, and I was like, "No, she's just drunk. Like, I'm going to try to like diffuse the situation and see if we can call somebody or help her, because I'd prefer help somebody than call the police, because the police make me nervous." And I was like, "I feel like we could probably call a friend or family member, or even like the mental health line." And then I was like, "Text Michaela what the mental health line is," because my brain completely lost it. Like, it's not 911, it's something different. And I was like, "Call Michaela immediately, tell her ask her what it is, ask her if she has any tips or tricks or opinions."
Yeah, in my brain, I'm like, I've never seen anybody that fucked up in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To like not know where you are. But I guess that's not true. I have like maybe once or twice, but I feel like at that point you're like blackout, like you can't even open your eyes.
But then it's like, why did she choose our house? Because it's like our house is pretty like, it's pretty distinct. It looks, like there are some houses that are like cookie cutter houses where it's like, is it house A or is it house B? I don't remember, but it's like our house looks like the Amityville Horror House. So it's like, that's pretty distinct. And we have a gate and a lock, like a fence with a little lock thing.
Stumbled through did she break anything?
No, she didn't break anything.
How did she get in the gate?
So she got in our gate, and then she tried to just walk into the house. And like I said, it's like, where did she come from? Anyway.
Speaking of which, is the door locked?
Oh, God. Lock it quick.
Right.
No, it's fine. If she shows up again, I know what to do. I'm used to her now. We're friends. Anyway, so then she's like, "I'm sorry, I knocked your, planter over." And I was like, "It's fine, I'll fix it." And I was like, "Who can we call? Like, do you have a phone?" Oh, she had a purse. She had a big purse too. I was like, "Do you have a cell phone in there? Can I look through your purse for a phone?" And she's like, "I do, but it's dead." And I'm like, "Oh, cool, of course." And she's like, I really have to pee. I really have to pee. So I'm like, go pee over there. Like, you can pee in the yard. And I was like, tell me who to call. And then she gave me a phone number to call. And it's like, this number is not in service. I'm like, fuck. And so then she goes pee in our yard, like behind the bush. And so I'm just like, what do I do? And Thomas is like, I have the cops. I think you did call the non.
I did.
You called the non-emergency.
Well, because I was like afraid that she was gonna pass away.
Right, like it was
like alcohol
poisoning for sure.
Die.
Well, so the number she gave me didn't work, and then she was like, "Let me have your phone," and I was like, "Fine." Like, I know she's not gonna like run away with it. Like, I could just push her over and she'll pass out probably.
Right.
But then she dialed like 400 numbers and hit send, and so I'm like, it's not a number. Like, she was like, just like a million numbers. And so it wasn't a valid number, obviously. And I was like, who do you want to call? I was like, give me a name, give me a phone number, like, think for a minute. And then she's like, call my boyfriend, Bob. And so then she's like, his name is Bob Smith. And I was like, okay, we have a name. We're on the right track. She gave me a phone number, and it was a valid phone number. And it also said it was out of service. So I was like, cool. So then I tried to look him up on Facebook, and I found him. And I was like, does he own a blacktop service company? And she's like, yep, that's him. So like, yes, perfect. I was like, we found the boyfriend. It has a different phone number. Hit that phone number on his business website. Also says it's out of service. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I was like, this poor woman has no one coming for her.
We're being like edged, but her contacts wise.
Right, exactly. Well, then I'm trying to like look online for other things.
Well, she's like trying to dial in the phone number herself, and it was like 14 digits. And
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, she dialed like 200 digits, and it's like, that's not a valid number, ma'am. Yeah. And then she gave me a different number, and it went to just a generic voicemail, like just the inbox number for 320. So I'm like, cool, this is a valid number. They didn't say their name on the voicemail, so is this even who she's looking for? Well, then I should see if I still have the text messages, because I screenshotted them. I probably don't. But then the original phone number calls me back, and it's her boyfriend. And so I'm like, how did he get his phone back? And it keeps going. It's a long story. Sorry.
No, it's a good but there's so many layers.
And there's so many layers, and it keeps going. And
meanwhile, I'm inside like freaking out. So I'm like,
and Thomas is like,
a Sunday, and I'm like, I just wanted today off.
Right. And Thomas is like,
I spend this whole time trying to save this woman.
Thomas is texting me, and he's like, give me the green light for when I can call the police. And I think you said something like, you told them like there's a situation, be on standby, but it's not like a 911. I think you might have said like, we're trying to do it ourselves and like help her out or something.
No, I just said send.
Oh yeah, that's right. You said send somebody, and I was like,
I told them, I was like, I'm afraid that she's gonna like alcohol poisoning.
Yeah. And then we kind of made the plan, like texting ourselves, like, I guess whoever comes first wins, basically. Like, if boyfriend comes, it's his problem. If the cops come first, it's their problem. Like, first come, first serve. So then boyfriend, the phone number works magically, and he's like, who are you? Who is this? And I was like, hi, my name is Zachary. I have Crystal here. She's very drunk. And he's like, oh, well, like, you better get her a cab then. You better call somebody to come get her. And I was like, you're the boyfriend. And he's like, I'm not going to come get her. And then he hangs up. So I was like, okay, cool. So boyfriend's not coming. Then
you're like, sir, I'm 5 seconds away from pushing her out my fucking door.
Well, I'm like, and then that was like another thing too. I didn't want to just be like, goodbye, get out of our gate, get out of our house, and send her drunk.
Like, just sat there.
Because her goal was to get to the Sprint store, which from our house to the Sprint store is like across town. So I'm like, this would be a huge, giant trek for a wasted person. And then it's like, what are you going to do at the Sprint store? Nobody's going to serve you anyway. Like, they're going to also call the police on you.
They're going to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So then she's like, I just need to lay down. I just need to lay down. So then we go into the porch and I like plop her onto our couch in the porch and I get her a glass of water and she like smoked like a bunch of cigarettes. And she like kind of figured it out like that she wasn't where she's supposed to be. And she's like, I'm sorry. And I was like, it's fine. We're figuring things out together. We're all in this together.
No.
And so then
Meanwhile, I'm upstairs alone.
Thomas is outside the window, like 911 on speed dial. And I was not about to go back in the house and like, one, leave her alone in my porch, and two, go inside for a hair tie.
Like here, and you pluck a pube.
Do you want to know what I did? I was outside sewing not that long before this had happened. Like I was just embroidering outside in the porch. And there was string out there. And what I did was I found a chunk of string and I tied her hair up for her because she's like, I'm really hot. She's like, I'm really hot. I need a hair tie. And I was like, we're going to do this. We're rigging something up. I literally tied her hair up for her. Well, then voicemail guy calls back and he's like, hello, who is this? And I was like, hello, my name is Zachary. I have Crystal here. I was like, she's very drunk. Can you please come get her? This is just another number she gave me. And he's like, oh, yeah, okay. Give me 20 minutes. I was like, 20 minutes? Like, oh my God, this is going to be the longest 20 minutes of my life. And so then, like I said,
the
stinkiest, like I smell like booze now. I smell like a cigarette now. This girl is vomiting, so now it kind of smells a little bit like barf. I'm like, this is such a shit show. And like I said, she had a medical bracelet on. So I'm like, where did this girl come from? And then she asked for a scissors to cut it off. And I was like, did she escape maybe? Like, is that what's going on? Like, did she escape and she just got wasted and like got lost? What'd you say? Oh yeah, it was a little memento for a little bit because she cut it off. She cut it off and like left it in the porch. So then I found out the other guy that's coming is the ex-boyfriend. And again, I'm like, who cares as long as somebody comes and gets her? But I'm sitting here like waiting with her for 20 minutes. Then it gets worse. So this is from current boyfriend who we couldn't track down. Magically, his phone started working. He starts texting me while we're waiting for ex-boyfriend to come get her. Can you tell Crystal I'm not trying to be mean, but I just got my truck shampooed and I don't want her dripping all over my seats, but I guess I'll call her a cab. Let them deal with the cleanup. 4 different guys in 18 hours. My name is... and I roll different than that. I'm old school, bro. I don't have proof on the 4 guys, but I know it's close. So I'm like, okay, cool. So you're not going to come get your drunk girlfriend because she had sex with 4 other guys? Like, in my opinion, I'm like, if this girl is this wasted, was there consent in the situation? Also, come get your fucking girlfriend. Like,
right, like we're about to fucking throw her back.
She's about to go get arrested. Like, she's about to, the police are coming. Like, why wouldn't you come get your girlfriend? Like, even if she cheated on you, like, deal with that shit at home. Don't let your girlfriend hang out at this stranger's house. And then she took a little nap, so that was good. She drank a couple glasses of water. That was good.
She threw up?
Yeah, she threw up.
I can like smell it, all of it.
Yeah, so like cigarette, booze, vomit. And then
the Holy Trinity.
Cigarette, booze, vomit. But then ex-boyfriend shows up and he was not happy and he just like blooped her in the car and she gave me a hug and said thank you and then she left.
Ooh, was it the stinkiest hug you've ever had?
Probably. That's the story of our best friend Crystal. I miss her.
Malicious compliance, but for work. Weird. And we love to see that. This happened well over a year ago. As a unionized employee, I get every 3rd Friday off. On my day off, I am playing some video games and get a text from the boss. I know it's your day off, but... ... Whatever. That's easy to ignore. But then I get a second text, and after that I ignored that. I get a call. Which at this point, I'd be like, oh, I hate that.
All right, leave me alone.
I know it's your day off, but our phones are down. No worries, I'll handle it. We hang up and I call our phone provider. I'm the IT and the contact there. And this isn't my first call ever to them, so I literally have their service department saved in my phone. I call, I register the problem, and they say they'll look into it. I provide them my boss's name and extension and tell him to call when it's fixed. I then call my boss back and let him know that they'll call him ASAP. But now for the malicious compliance bit. And remember, they are unionized. So our contract stipulates a minimum call-in of 4 hours. Cannot pay me less than 4 hours a day. Unless it's by my own choosing.
Why would you choose to do that?
Right. Yeah. If you call me in for an hour and send me home, I get 4 hours of pay.
That makes sense.
But wait, there's more. We also have an overtime clause that pays OT at 150%.
Ooh.
Which is time and a half.
Oh, here's me. Ooh, rich.
I know, I think, right?
Time and a half, yeah.
And lastly, we have a clause that says all OT must be approved by the boss, or else it's one-on-one toil, which is time off in lieu.
Okay.
So you
worked overtime, but then you get out early a different day, I'm assuming?
Worked overtime, yeah. That's what it... Combine all of this in one delightful batch, and you get a 10-minute call that results in 6 hours of bank time off. I went right back to my video games, filled out my timesheet the week after, and said, I know it's your day off, but is implied consent for overtime. Minimum call out of 4 hours at 150% is 6 hours. Almost an entire day off with pay in exchange for a 10-minute phone call. Thank you very much. Bonus. Guess who has 2 thumbs and has since then never called me on his day off? This unionized guy. The boss is probably expecting you to freely
choose to take
with no pay.
Yeah.
Call on your day off.
Yeah, the goal is to not pay you, period, and you do the work. But then if you work that hour, you just choose to take that hour off at the end of the week. But instead, he maxed out on all of his freebie hours and the overtime.
Yeah.
That was like when at one of my old jobs, the manager would put people on call, and I'm like, this is a fast food place. There's no such thing as on call. Right. Sorry. And I remember Mom and
I was on call at Bath and Body. Do you remember that?
No.
Bath and Body.
Right. Like, it's fast food. It's not heart surgery.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be on call unless you're paying me. And I remember I was on call and I was like, I'm going to do whatever I want. Because it's like, I'm not going to sit by the phone just like waiting for the phone call to come through.
Bath and Body or Dairy Queen, right?
Yeah, Dairy Queen. And I remember Mom and I decided to go to the Uptown Art Fair. And I was like, I'm going to live my life. I'm not going to just sit by the phone in my basement waiting on this nice day to maybe work. Like, that's such a stupid concept for fucking fast food. And I remember Mom and I were on our way home because we spent the whole day there. And my boss called me and she's like, I need you to come in. And I was like, I'm 2 hours away. I was like, I'm sorry. And she's like, what do you mean you're 2 hours away? And I was like, I went to the cities today. And she's like, you're on call. And I was like, okay. Like,
and you're calling me right now.
I'm 2 hours away.
I am on a call. Thank you.
I am. We are talking on a call. You're right. You're so smart. But I'm like, by the time I get there, you could call somebody else in that lives locally and have that help and have your help. And I'm still get my day off. But she was so mad at me because I didn't come in. And it's like, well, there's literally nothing I can do because time travel isn't real. So, like, I can't just be like, boop, genie myself over to you.
Well, and it should be illegal.
Well, and it's like
I get being on call at the doctor.
Right.
But they get paid.
Yeah, they get paid for it. Like,
it should be illegal to have somebody on call without paying them.
Right, exactly. Yeah, are you going to pay me like half time or something?
Did
like
that because if labor didn't permit, then you don't have to have somebody on,
Right, exactly.
Then if labor does permit, then you call somebody in to help with the rush or whatever.
Right. But then it was like, I also knew like 4 people that lived in the neighborhood of the restaurant. So I'm like, you could probably just go like walk over there and go knock on their door and be like, can you want to come work for a couple hours and help with the rush? And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Like, sorry, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. And I remember she like scolded me afterwards too and was like, if you're on call, you're expected to be on call. And it's like, well, I'm not a manager or an assistant manager, so sorry.
Hold on.
Do it. Wash those tables yourself.
I was on call at Bath and Body. I think I was a good little boy though, and actually,
Thomas is like, I need them candles. And then, yeah,
that's the same story. You became the GM, right?
that's just, yeah,
How
exactly.
long did you work there total?
Almost 6 years. That was a good job. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I ate so many cheese curds. What's your one good thing for the week?
Did I finish Resident Evil?
Oh,
What's your one good thing of the week?
I sold a table saw.
Oh yeah, you got
$100. I'm rich. It's going straight to the.
We can buy girl.
I can buy food for my children. No, I'm gonna put it in the savings and put it in the bank account.
Oh. Wow.
That's for me.
Okay. Thanks so much for watching.
Yeah, this has been fun. Thanks.
I forget to mention, but if you could comment, subscribe.
Yep. Do all the things.
At least subscribe, because then we know actually how many people are watching, and it's just nice to know that stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's fun.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, tell your friends.
Spread-
Tell all your friends.
Tell all your friends that you have.
But yeah, till next time. Every Monday we record on Tuesdays, so today is the 7th of November. This is coming out on the whatever. 7 plus 6 days.
13th.
This is coming out on the 13th. Happy Monday. Hope the rest of your day is splendid.
Yep.
And catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to Flamingly Unfiltered.
Now available on Amazon, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple.
Receive updates on Instagram.
Start the week off strong with Zach and Thomas.